Dennis, as we approach 11 o'clock Eastern, we're ready for the late models. We're going green out of turn number 4.
Here we go racing. We got Tyler Honeycutt.
Well, he got problems. Bottom of the racetrack in turn number 2. Cody Griffin's car not up to power. He's literally at a snail's pace as the field is roaring by to him as he's at the bottom of the racetrack. Somehow, some way, Dennis, they all miss him. No caution. He is not going to make it to pit road. Will he? He has stalled just at the entrance of pit lane. They got no choice, Dennis, but to throw the caution.
Tough break for Cody Griffin, running in the late models here at Wake County Speedway.
Wow.
Cody Griffin's back on the racetrack. Whatever's wrong with him, they got it fixed.
Green flag back in the air. 59 laps to go. 16 late models come back to full song, and we got trouble on the front straightaway. No, up to speed again. Cody Griffin bombing his engine, sound like it was sputtering, and Zach Brown with a problem on his car. First time ever in a late model. Just got out of a legend car. He is now in a late model for the number 31 Dennis off turn 4.
And Cody Griffin is still going really slow down in turn number 1. Don't know what's going on at 03, just ain't got no power. Zach Brown also being lapped by the fields. He goes down the backstretch. Cody Griffin's going to get lapped as well. Tyler Matthews is the leader with Daniel Duncan in second. Clay Jones in third. And in the 4th spot right now is the 85 car of Mason Ford. And in the 5th spot is going to be the 55 car of Holden Haddon.
Yeah, slow lap cars of Griffin and Brown down to the inside, blocking the racetrack for all of this action that's going on course. The leaders working their way out of turn number 4. Griffin still off the pace. Leaders trying to clear by him, and all the while, Tyler Matthews, the man leading the way in the 63, Dennis, out of turn 4.
And that 31 car that Zach Brown's racing, that's the car that Clay Jones is going to run at Martinsville next Saturday night. And I know they want Zach Brown to be careful. He just passed the race car. He just passed Cody Griffin for the 16th spot, 15th spot.
Tyler Matthews looking for what will be win number 3 if he pulls it off.
Poor Tyler, to me, he's been like a pinball all year. If he hadn't been in the wreck, somebody's been wrecking him all season. But just see Tyler Matthews out in front. Tyler's got the lead right now over Daniel Duncan. Then you got Clay Jones in the 3rd spot. In a battle for the 4th, it's got Holden Haddock now on the inside of Mason Ford to come out of turn number 4.
You know, Dennis, to elaborate more on what we say, as Cody Griffin's just got the black flag from NASCAR from Hunter Alexander Hansen up on the flag stand. Way off the pace, not up to minimum speed. They are parking him. Black flag on the 03 of Cody Griffin. But Dennis, as you were talking about, it's kind of like the lyrics to that song by Jerry Reed, unveiling how old we are. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. Tyler Matthews has had that kind of hot and cold season this year.
Yeah, whatever has been in, he's been in it. But Tyler's put together a pretty good season. Hopefully he'll come back 2023. He's got a good race car. He's got a good race car behind him right now, and Daniel Duncan. They give him the black flag again to Cody Griffin. He's going behind the wall.
He was giving that 3rd black flag, and then the black flag with the cross, what they call it the skull flag, was about to be unveiled to the driver, but he finally pulls down to the pit lane, and now that driver behind the wall. 1 yellow flag to stop that race for that driver of Brown. All this going on now, correction of Griffin. Leader works off. Well, we got a couple of more cars in trouble. Off the pace. Daniel Belvin, I believe, in the number 4 car. Correction, there's 2 number 4s. Thomas Chappell's car pulling in. Michael Chambers is pulling in. They're dropping off like flies. It is an attrition rate. Who will survive, Dennis, in the finale here at the Capital CJD 185?
Well, that was Austin Farrell in that car. The blue Ford just went behind the wall, and Mike Chambers in the 77. Get to see Mike here from Timberlake, North Carolina. He turns the wrenches for Tech Racing, but he's already gone behind the wall of car number 77.
Yeah, Mike Chambers, former Challenger Charger racer and champion, also at Caraway and other tracks. He moves into the late model program tonight. He sits behind the wall along with other drivers like Thomas Chappell, who actually has the driver again of Mr. Farrell. And then, of course, Cody Griffin, some of those cars behind the wall. Tyler Matthews is the leader. Daniel Van Cannon, Clay Jones, Ethan Johnson, Mason Ford. We'll pause for 10 seconds of radio identification on the Community Radio Network with the Chrysler CJD 185, 18 of 60 in the final late model race of 2022. Stand by. Welcome back to Wake County Speedway as the racing is hot and heavy here. 20 laps in, 40 laps to go. Dennis McDonald, suffice to say, 1/3 of the way through, and the battle is heated up for the lead.
We got
and lap cars in the way as well.
You got Tyler Matthews still holding off Daniel Buncannon, going around the lap car at Daniel Belvin. Then you got Clay Jones. He's really moved up. He's right behind Daniel Buncannon to come out turn number 4. 22 laps in the books.
22 of 60 laps now. Tyler Matthews still the man out in front. Of course, Buncannon, don't count out the 50 car, Dennis. We know how strong he is. And the blue mule, Clay Jones, old blue, doing what he needs to do to stay up in front. Continuing to slam the number 15 car. Looking for the lead, looking now for a championship. He's in a cat's whisker to try to do both, Dennis, out of turn 4.
Yeah, Daniel Buncannon looks like he's getting a little anxious. He may think he's got the faster car than Tyler Matthews. Tried to make a move on the inside, but Matthews closed the door coming out of turn 4. Still Matthews in front, Buncannon in second, Clay Jones in third. That close together, he folk will over all three of them.
Possibly get a storm brewing, if you will. All of this happening now as the leaders working their way back again from start-finish. Here comes the field off turn 4, back to the line. A couple of cars have got together in turn number 2. Caution flag is out, yellow on the speedway. Second time of the race, 25 laps in. Got a car spun around.
Tyler Matthews and Ethan Johnson on the front rows. The green flag waves again with Matthews and Johnson now going into turn number 1 side by side. You got Daniel Buncannon down beside of Johnson as Tyler Matthews is pulled away just a little bit. Buncannon on the inside of Johnson working for that second position. Cross start finish line. It's going to be Matthews, Buncannon, Johnson, then Clay Jones down to 4th spot.
Green flag back of the air, now officially lap 25 of 60 on the board. Closing in on halfway, Tyler Matthews springs across the start-finish line. He's got about a 2-car length lead over Buncannon now. Jones right behind him, trying to lock up not only the race, the championship for the late models, and the North Carolina NASCAR state champion for the 15 out of Goldsboro. He's now also creeping after Buncannon for second in turn number 2, Dennis.
It looks like Buncannon don't have the car that he had before that caution flag come out, because Tyler Matthews is pulling away. Clay Jones working on the inside of Daniel Buncannon. Can't make the pass yet. Ethan Johnson still in 4th. In the 5th spot is Holden Haddock. In 6th right now is the 85 car of Mason Ford. Tyler Matthews coming out of turn number 4, cross start finish line. We got 29 laps in, one lap to go before we go to halfway.
Yeah, cross flags will go in the air coming up here next time by. And again, there is still a lot of racing left to go in this late model feature. You got to think, Dennis, strategy-wise, Clay Jones hanging back, or do you think he's thinking big picture, win the state championship for North Carolina representing Wake County?
Well, if he's hanging back, he just took the second position away from Daniel Buncannon. So now Jones is in second. He's going to set sights on Tyler Matthews. Has he got enough car to catch Tyler Matthews? Tyler running a good race tonight. Matthews in first. Caution flag on the racetrack one more time.
Yellow flag will come out for the 3rd time just after cross flags halfway called. 31 on the board, 29 to go. Pace car is in as yes, green flag flies one more time. Second half for the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Leaf Car Late Models underway at Wake County Speedway. Dennis, they're off turn number 2 with the leader Matthews out in front.
And Tyler Matthews in front. And Ethan Johnson right now got in the battle for the 2nd spot with Daniel Buncannon underneath him. Johnson, Buncannon still side by side now. Buncannon pulls away from Johnson. That opens up the door for Clay Jones now, moves on underneath Ethan Johnson. He takes that 3rd spot away. Cross start as they go cross start finish line. Tyler Matthews, Daniel Buncannon, Clay Jones, Ethan Johnson, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mason Ford into 5th spot.
All of this happening now as the leaders work their way again off of the corner out of turn number 4 to the line. It is now 27 laps to go.
27 more trips around this racetrack, and the LeafCars.com late model champion to be crowned. We're going to see if Clay Jones is going to be able to mount up enough points to win the North Carolina championship and the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts points this year. Looks like if he stays in 3rd spot,
he will. Yeah.
He will, but anything can happen. With 25 more laps to go, anything can happen.
I was asking that question earlier, Dennis, with 25 to go. If you're racing for a championship, when does the big picture change? Not looking for a checkered flag, because obviously every driver's mentality is to want to win. But look at the bigger picture of winning the championship and representing the state of NASCAR North Carolina racing to do it?
Yes, a big question, but Clay Jones right now on the inside of Daniel Duncan, he wants that second spot, and he's working on it to come out of turn 4. They were nose to nose across start-finish line, but Clay Jones does take the second spot away from Daniel Duncan as they go down the backstretch. So that's going to put Tyler Matthews still in first, Clay Jones in second, Daniel Duncan in third, and Ethan Johnson right now is in the 4th spot. And Michael O'Brien is now being shown in the 5th spot.
That's exactly right. All of this happening now as the laps are slowly but surely dwindling here. We're coming to 20 laps to go. 2/3 of the way through. 20 remaining. Matthews, Jones, Van Cannon. It sounds like a law firm, Dennis, but that's only the top 3 podium. And don't count out also Ethan Johnson in the old machine of Todd Langdon, the 78. A solid top 5 for him in 4th.
Peter, that was a good race car. Todd Langdon just had bad luck. I know the last time I talked to him, he raced out here. He blew one tire on the right rear. I think it was the right. And then when they ran the second twin that night, he blew the left tire. And he said, yeah, I'm tired of this bad luck. So he sold the car, trailer, and all. But Ethan Johnson is right now giving that car a ride as he's in a solid 4th position. Michael O'Brien, let's give a shout out to him. He's had a lot of things happen to him today.
Yes, sir.
And he's right now in the 5th spot.
Really good job for him as well. The laps are winding down now, under 20 laps to go. 18 remaining. 43 now on the board. 17 at the stripe. Tyler Matthews continues to lead. Clay Jones behind him. Lap cars in the way of the pack into 3.
And Daniel Dean Jr. does a good job of getting out of the way. Looks like he may park it. No, yep, he's going to park it. Daniel Dean Jr. in this Thomas Chapel entry tonight here.
That's right.
And now you got Tyler Matthews going underneath the car of Joe Fitzgerald, putting him down a lap. So Matthews still your leader. Clay Jones in second. Daniel Duncan in third. Ethan Johnson in 4th. Michael O'Brien still in the 5th spot. Mason Ford in 6th. I was talking to Mason Ford. They're going dirt racing tomorrow night.
There you go.
Over towards Rayford.
Fayetteville or
Rayford, the Rock. What do you call it?
The Rock of Hope, the Rockford Speedway.
Yeah.
Rockford Speedway, just outside of Fayetteville. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Rockfish.
Out in the middle of nowhere. I used to coon hunt down there.
Rockfish. I've done some
Rockfish, that's
races over there together in the pack as most. Haddock and Mark Somos get together. 7th and 8th spot. They run each other back down in the corner into turn number 3 and 4.
Well,
the leaders are there. Look at that.
17 car Zachary Marks waking up here in the last few laps.
He is. That battle continuing to the top 10. But I was going to mention, man, Zachary Marks, Tyler Matthews, better be patient and look out because clear air is upon him once he clears the 4 car of Daniel Belvin. And in addition to that, he has got Clay Jones behind him as well. 10 laps to go on the final late model race of 2022. The leaders are back in 1.
I was talking to Daniel Belvin before the race started, and he was real tickled what number 4 had done this afternoon. He said he actually stayed up with Clay Jones about 5 or 6 laps in practice, and he was really happy about his race car. Right now, though, he's at least 1 lap down. 51 laps in the books. Tyler Matthews still a leader over Clay Jones.
All of this happening now as the leaders work their way to the back straightaway. 50 laps on the board now. It is now 9, make it 8 laps to go. If somebody wants to come after the 63, you better go now. Moving lap cars out of the way is Van Cannon moving Belvin to the back. O'Brien now, correction, that is the 51 machine. And Michael O'Brien, who brought out a caution earlier, Dennis, he's back in the top 5. The Charger champion for the Zaxby's Chargers at Wake County Speedway earlier tonight. Now having a solid top 5 late model run with 7 to go.
They come out of turn number 4, cross start finish line. 6 laps to go in this 60-lap feature. Tyler Matthews got about 2-3 car length lead over Clay Jones. Got to wonder if he's got enough car to hold Clay off. Has Clay got enough car to catch up with him?
That's right.
But anyway, coming out of turn 4, 5 laps to go. Tyler Matthews still your leader. Clay Jones in second. Daniel Van Cannon in third. Ethan Johnson in fourth. And Michael O'Brien still in the 5th spot.
Sands of the hourglass going short for this late model feature as Tyler Matthews is the man out in front looking to cap off the season with a win for the late models as Clay Jones looking at a championship at hand, not only for Wake County Speedway, but also for the North Carolina NASCAR State Champion. He has got now 7 wins this year, for the driver of the number 15, and right now he is trying to closely reel in. The 15 is coming after Matthews. Does he got enough time? 2 to go at Wake County, Dennis.
He's about as close as he can get to him. He's going to turn number 1, as they said many times this season. He's up his tailpipe. Now he's beside him and going down the backstretch on the inside. 3 and 4 is Clay Jones working on Tyler Matthews. I don't know who would have led that lap, but the white flag is flying. They're side by side down the backstretch. Clay Jones nosing out in front of Tyler Matthews. Matthews trying to work the inside of Clay Jones. He's not going to do it. Clay Jones is going to be the winner here at Wake County Speedway, with Tyler Matthews finishing second. Daniel Van Cannon be finishing third. Ethan Johnson be credited with fourth, and Michael O'Brien will finish in the 5th spot. Clay Jones is going to win one more time here at Wake County Speedway.